everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I achieved this look. I have been using a lot of new products lately. I went ahead and I did this kind of like get ready with me. I also told you guys, I also did like a story time of how I met Cristo, because you know Valentine's Day is just around the corner. This makeup look is low-key like Valentine's Day inspired because it's like pink or whatever. So yeah, if you guys would like to see how I got this look, hear about some makeup products I've been recently loving and trying out, and then also hearing a little bit of chisme time about how me and Cristo met and how we started dating, just go ahead and keep on watching. So I already went ahead and I did my brows and I prepped my lids. I did it off screen because it's like low-key boring, and I'm gonna go ahead and start off by using Mreezy by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have been loving this palette. I bought it a couple, where did it go, 2 weeks ago, I think, around there, and I love it. I love every color. I just think it's so beautiful, and this is something I do like 100% recommend. Me and Cristobal met, it was back in the day when your bitch used to party. I went through a partying phase and I partied a lot, like every weekend, and so I always knew who he was from like seeing him around, and I would like see him on social media, but we never really talked to each other until later on. But I am not gonna lie to you guys, in the beginning, you guys, if you're like an old friend of mine that I used to party with, you probably are gonna watch this video and laugh. I used to say Cristo me caía gordo. I used to be like, ah, he's so annoying, because so those of you that like, you know, like don't know Cristo, he's a kind of shy, he's just kind of shy, and I took his shyness as rudeness, because like he would never say hi to me. I would literally be like, so like, you know, we would go, one time I was at a baile and I saw him and I thought he was like so cute, but he literally would just like hang out with his guy friends. I don't know what I was expecting him to like come up and be like hello, but he would just hang out with his guy friends and kind of like be to himself. I noticed he never really danced with like girls, well, or guys either. I noticed he never really danced, so I was like, you know, he was like more of that guy that like chilled with his boys. So I was like, okay, well maybe he's not a dancer. But then I would realize he would like literally only dance with like one girl the whole night, and I was like, he is probably like those guys that think like all these girls are like too ugly for him and blah blah blah. And I just thought he was annoying, and like he, like, you know, like when guys like you find him cute and then like he's kind of like, he looked kind of like stuck up. And I told him that when we started dating, but I thought he was like really stuck up, and I don't know, like one time I was at this baile with these like girls, like we were just chilling, and there was like 5 girls and then there was me, but he knew all of those girls. He didn't know me at that point, so he knew the girls, and he came over and he said hi to all of them except for me. I was like, how fucking rude. Like, is this guy, like, he's like probably thinks I'm so ugly, like he can't even say hi to me. And I would think he's like the rudest person ever, and I just, según, like, I didn't like him, but low-key I thought it was cute, so like it was kind of annoying. I had a friend, I used to party with her a lot, and my friend and him were cousins. So one day, like, we were gonna go see somebody was gonna come, I don't remember who it was, but we were gonna, oh no, it was like Según Remy Valenzuela. And we were gonna go, and she was like, oh, just come get ready at my house, y de aquí nos vamos. I was like, okay. So I went to her house, I got ready, and then she was like, oh, can you curl my hair? And I was like, yeah, I'll curl your hair. So I was curling my girl's hair, right? And all of a sudden, I guess Cristo went over because she had a brother, and like they all chilled together. But anyways, I was like curling her hair, and he came in, and like he came in to say hello to her, and I think he didn't know I was in there. And he opened the door, and I like looked over, and I just thought he was so cute. I was like, and she was like, oh, and then she introduced, she's like, this is my friend Bridget. And I was just looking at him, and I think I almost burned her neck with the curling iron because I wasn't paying attention. She was like, dude, you're about to burn me. I'm like, oh my god, I'm sorry. And I said hi to him. Once again, like, he acted like I was like nobody. He was like, oh hey, and then like kept on moving with his life. And I was like, oh my god, he's so cute up close. How creepy is that? But I was like, oh, he's cute up close too. Yeah, I thought he was like really cute. And once again, no me peló. Like, I always tell him my suegra did not raise a chico fácil, because like I'm telling you guys, like, no me pelaba. Like, I don't know if that was his strategy, because later on he told me like, I don't like to volar girls, like that's not my thing, like luego se creen mucho. And I mean, it fucking worked. Según él no quería, but cayó al fin. So whatever. She finally introduced us, and still like freaking like 2 months went on and no me hablaba. But I would go to her house like pretty seguido, and I would see him. I'd be like, oh my god, hey, because like I always liked his vibe. Like, he was like really cool. Like, in my point of view, like he was like really cool, and like you could just tell he was like genuinely himself. He didn't try to be somebody he wasn't, and that's like, and then he was like really, really funny. So I had a crush on him, and he didn't know I existed. Because I remember he would like walk into her house and be like, oh my god, hi Cristo, and he would just be like, hey, and just like walk past me, and like, you know, didn't even care of my existence. So I was like, whatever, you know what, I'm not even gonna try. And by then I think we were already friends on Facebook. Oh yeah, I remember one time it was like we were at her house, and she had like that, and it was late as fuck, bitch. Like, there's something about me, like I cannot hang during the night. Like, at a certain time I am sleepy, and it was like 3 in the morning, and I was like, oh my god, like these people aren't going to sleep. And like, I fell asleep on the couch. And my friend was like, oh, let's go to my room, and we fell asleep. So after that, I mean, then I went home, because, you know, my dad, he was like calling me at like 3 in the morning. He's like, you thought you were gonna sleep there? Let me go ahead and cut my crease, and then I'll come back with the story. All right guys, I went ahead and I did this eye just to give like a little pre-run, because I really didn't know what type of look I was going for. So I went ahead and I did a pre-run over here. I think this is what I'm gonna end up going with. Hopefully it comes out a little better on this side. This is like a rough sketch, okay? So the first color I'm going to be going in with is Barb. I'm going to put it in the kind of like the inner corner of my eye. Where we at? Oh yeah. So whatever, my dad, I was like sick when I was going to fall asleep, and my dad called me and said, you fucking thought you need to come home. A couple of days passed, and Cristo like sent me a message and was like just trying to have like plática. So like we talked for a couple of days, like on and off. Actually, we talked for months on Facebook, guys. And he wouldn't ask for my number, so I was like, he's probably not even interested. Like, he's probably just bored as shit. I was like, let me echar plática with this random ass bitch that lives in the middle of nowhere. So we would just like talk and talk and talk. And as I said, I didn't think it was gonna go anywhere, because like he showed no interest really. Like, he was like, we would echar plática back and forth, and it would be like really good. But like, as I said, he was never like, oh, you're so pretty, or this or that, or nothing. So I was like, well, maybe he just wants to be friends. And he finally asked for my number, so I gave it to him, and we would text. Well, then I'm going to be going in with the color Reezy. Okay, clearly I cannot talk and do makeup at the same time. This is probably why I don't really do like chisme videos or talk with me and stuff, because like I suck at multitasking. I don't know what I'm going to do when I have a baby. So as I was saying, we would just like text back and forth, and he was like low-key kind of cute, because like, you know, I would never text him first, because I didn't want it, like, for him to be like, oh, yeah, this bitch thinks I'm cute or whatever. So I would just wait for him to text me back, and he would always text me at the same exact time to start a conversation. It was like at 11. He would be like, good morning, Bridget, I hope you're having a good day, blah 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 blah. And then I would be like, oh my god, thank you so much, and you know, we would just talk from there. And obviously I started to like him, but like I wasn't gonna tell him, because I still thought like, oh, he's probably super persumile, he's probably an F-boy and all this other stuff. So then he I like, you know, when, okay, I cannot be the only girl that does this, but I would like stalk the fuck out of his Facebook. I'm gonna go ahead and do a wing liner with this Elf Cosmetics eyeliner thingy in Midnight. So we would like text like all the time, and he asked me one day, like, you know, like random, he's like, hey, like, what are you doing Friday? Do you want to go out to eat? And I know this is every girl, this is not just me. When we like a guy, I like literally stalked Cristo's life. I would like read his comments, his likes, and I like noticed that like there was like certain girls that would like always comment on his pictures or like do like flirtatious comments, and I'm not really like that. Like I never really commented. Well, I commented now on his stuff and he ignores me, doesn't comment back. But like back when I liked him, he didn't. Well, I do like him, I love him, but you know what I'm saying, when I was like first started talking to him, I did not comment on any of his stuff because I don't know, I'm just not like that. And I don't know why I'd never commented on any of his stuff, but I would see other girls would like repeatedly comment, and I was like, and some of those girls were like actually like lived where, well, it was just like one girl, she like lived where I lived. So in my head I was like, you know, I was a little traumada. I was like, what if he's talking to me and like talking to all these other girls at the same time, and like, you know, that's not cute. I don't want to be like one of those like other girls that he talks to. So I was like kind of like I don't know, because like they would like comment like stuff like chulo. I think this one girl was like, she would like comment on the weirdest things. Like she would be like, oh chulo. This girl would comment and be like cachetitos. Like it was like the weirdest stuff. And I don't remember, I don't remember, like I just remember reading them and being like in my head, if I would comment on somebody's picture like that, it's because obviously I have some kind of like communication with him. It's not like I'm gonna go out of my way and comment on somebody's picture and be like, ¿te parece raro chulo hermoso? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the type of stuff that girls would comment on his pictures. So like I was like, maybe he's like a fuck boy. And I told him like, you know, I can't go out to eat and blah 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 because I have to work. But I did. I told him that, and then he was really cool about it. He wasn't like a dick or anything. He wasn't like, fuck you. He was just like, okay, that's fine. I understand. And you know, like a couple weeks passed, and one day I was like at my house. It was like entre semana, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was entre semana, and I used to work in a pharmacy, guys. And at the pharmacy, I would go in at 1 in the evening and come out at 10. So like no tenía que madrugar or anything like that. So one day I was like laying in my bed, and like me and him had been texting, and I was like, I'm gonna call him. I know, right? Real bold, bitch, real bold. And I don't know what made me call him, and I did. And okay, before we get into that side of the story, I just wanted to tell you guys that this primer is absolutely amazing. So if you guys watch my videos, you guys know I always use the Tatcha silk canvas primer, and I was running out and I was like, fuck, I don't want to buy it again because that shit was like $50 or $60, I don't remember. So I noticed like my comadre Giselle talked about this primer, like everybody and their mother talked about this primer, like my friend Mary, everybody would talk about this damn primer. So I was like, you know what, let me give it a try. If I don't like it, it's like what, like $8, like so I was like, you know, if it's like whatever. So I bought it. Bitch, this is the best drugstore primer out there. Like it does exactly what the Tatcha does, but like a million times better. So with the Tatcha primer, as soon as I put it on, I love the way my foundation looks. But with this primer, I like the way my foundation looks as soon as I put it on, and then by the end of the night when I'm about to take off my foundation, it still looks good. And that's what I love about it, because the Tatcha one, like as like when I go out and like dance and stuff, like my face tends to get a little cakey right here, and yeah, that's not a cute look, bitch. So that's why I that's another reason why I like the elf one so much better. I recommend it 100%. If you're thinking about getting the Tatcha primer, bitch, don't get that shit. Get the elf one. It is called, it's called the elf poreless putty primer. I'm sure everybody and their mother already uses this. I was like the last one to jump on the bandwagon, but it is so good. If you were thinking about getting it, you should definitely get it, bitch. It is amazing. Ay, Dios mío, that was a long time without breathing. Okay, anyways, as I was telling you guys, so before I get there, I went out and I bought this foundation literally just because Desi Perkins made a video about it on her Instagram, and it looks so fucking beautiful, dude. So I don't have like a lot of, it is called the Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation. It's supposed to brighten, smooth, firm, hydrate, and evens out the skin tone. So I like foundations like this, like the Luminous Silk. Like they're supposed to be like this consistency, because it's not supposed to be like a full-on like full coverage, like oh my god, like the Estee Lauder. But it's supposed to like make your skin look super beautiful, super pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it. I'm gonna try it on this side of my face and then see if I like the way it looks compared to this other side. Hopefully it matches me. I always just go online and I look for medium skin tones with neutral undertones, and that's usually the one I get. So this is what came up. So I'm gonna put it on this side of my face first, and then we can compare it, okay? So what was I doing? Oh yeah, so I really wanted to like talk to him. So I was like laying in my bed and I was like, let me call him, because we had like really good conversation like through text. But you know, like sometimes people are like really good conversators like through text, and then in person you're like, what the fuck? So I called him, and you could tell he was like hella surprised that I called him, because like, you know, we don't really talk like during over the phone. And I'm gonna be going in with my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection Brush number 7. Well, I called him, and guys, I will not lie to you, we talked on the phone from 9 o'clock to 3 in the morning. We talked on the phone for 6 hours. Dog, what did we talk about? We talked about everything. We talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. Like, oh my god. And like, I didn't even realize it. Like, we started talking, then all of a sudden I looked at the clock and it was 1 in the morning, and I was like, oh, because I knew like he went to work early or whatever. So I was like, oh my god, like, I'm so sorry, like, do you have to go? And he was like, no, and like, yo ni madrugo. I'm pretty sure that day he like told me later that he got up at like 3 in the morning. And we talked for so long, dude. And it's like, that's like one of my favorite things about Cristo. It's just so easy to talk to him. Like, he could talk to that pole. Like, he could talk to anything, anyone, about anything. And it was like, he was just so easy to talk to. We talked about like me, my job, his friends, who his best friends were. I think we talked about our favorite food. We talked about like from when he came over to the United States. Like, we talked about so much. And after that day, I think that's when I was really like, damn, like, I really like this guy. His first application, I think it looks really, really pretty. I didn't it's not like a full coverage foundation because I have a beauty mark right here and you can still see through it. Well, you guys probably can't see because it's a little bit far away, but I can see it. But it looks really, really good. What I usually do is I'll put like a pump, or I'll put like one application throughout my face, and I'll go in with my brush or the beauty blender, and then I will like go right here, because this is usually where I make more coverage. I don't know if I like lean on my face a lot, but this is usually where my makeup comes off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But look how pretty it looks. So after that we like talked like every single night. And it was just like so easy to talk to him. So I was like, damn, like, I should have gone out with him, you know, like when he asked me to go on a date with him. Well, when he asked me to eat, he didn't say a date, he was just like, vamos a comer. And then he hit me with he told me he had siblings in California. So I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, I'm gonna go visit them. He told me he was gonna go visit them, but in reality he was actually planning on going to live there. And I didn't know this until afterwards. I like just thought he was gonna go visit his like brothers for 3 months. I don't know how. I guess I'm dumb. I didn't even think about it. And he went to California. And still, every night we were on the phone for like 4 hours, guys. Like, it was such a long time. I like loved it, guys. I loved every second of it. I loved talking to him. I just thought he was like the funniest person ever. I always feel like I'm kind of weird. Like, I can talk to like anybody, right? I can, like, I'm pretty platicadora. But I feel like not just like anybody gets me. Like, I feel like some people sometimes think I'm a little weird. Which is okay, you know, I'm a little weird. And I felt like he understood me perfectly. Like, we understood each other's jokes, each other's like, I don't know, like, we just we just like mesh very well together. Ended up going to California. As I said, we would still talk every single day, but I thought he was like always coming back. Like I was like, oh, he's gonna come back, he's gonna come back. But in reality, he was gonna stay over there. He just hadn't told me that yet. I would still go out and like party here and stuff, and I'm sure he would go out and party over there. Like we never really were like, oh, I like you, you know? And then one day, like we would just talk for hours, and I don't know, like he's like shy. I don't know, he would never be like, oh, I like you, Bridget. And I would sure as hell never gonna be like, oh, Cristo, I like you. Cause I was like, you know, I was still with like that espinita in my head, like, you know, these girls like comment on his shit, like maybe he like talks to all these girls, you know what I'm saying? Because I really didn't know him like that. I didn't know like much about him, and nobody really knew we were talking at that point. Because like as I said, like I wouldn't like gas his shit up or anything like that, and he wouldn't do it to me either. So I love the way this foundation looks right now. It looks really luminous and dewy and beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and try this concealer. Well, I'm not really gonna try it out. I've worn it a couple times already. It is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Satin Finish Concealer, and I really like the matte one. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this one. I don't know how I feel about hydrating concealer. Like I feel like that would be really creasy, but we're gonna go ahead and try it. As I said, he was in California, and I liked him, and I wasn't gonna tell him. I sure as hell wasn't gonna tell him, as I said. So one day, it was like near Christmas, I remember he texted me like this long ass paragraph telling me like that he liked me, and I was like, oh my god, like I was shocked, because he like, yeah, we talked for a long time or whatever, but he would never be like, good morning, beautiful, or like anything, guys. He never acted like he liked me at all. Like ever, 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 ever. So I was like, oh my god. So when he finally told me, I was like shook. I was like, what the fuck? And of course, like I told him like, oh, I like you too, and blah blah blah. But I was still nervous, because like I would still see girls like comment on his stuff. But he actually, like the good thing about it, like I would never see him like be a volado back. So that always gave me reassurance. But after he told me he liked me, I did notice he would stop like altogether. Like if the girls would comment, he would just like not comment back. Let me not look naked on here. I like the way the concealer looks. It's definitely, I feel like it's pretty full coverage. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to set my face. So, but he was in, obviously in, ¿cómo se dice? California. So we, he didn't like ask me to be his girlfriend or anything like that. He just like told me he liked me, and I was like, oh my god, I like you too. But I didn't. I was like really cool about it. I was like, oh, I like you too. Me mueves el tapete. He actually told me, he's like, oh, me mueves el tapete, and I was like, what? What does that mean? And I asked my mom. I was like, mommy, what does it moverte el tapete mean? And then she told me. I was like, oh. But we kept talking, and obviously like that was December, January, and then February came, and you know, I'm a cheesy ass bitch, so I sent him like a package to California, and it was like this huge box. I sent it to his brother's house. Yeah, he was with his brother, and it had like cookies and like bears and like duvalines, Hershey bars, because he loves those. And I just sent him like all this stuff, and my suegra got it, and I was like low-key like, fuck, like she's gonna think I'm a volada. But and he also sent me like flowers and a bear. And then you know, that's when we kind of like spoke about it, like el tema more seriously. And he told me, he was like, you know, like I originally had planned to come live over here. I wasn't gonna live in Virginia anymore. I was gonna start a new life over here, but I think I'm gonna come back. And I was like, oh my god, he's coming back for little old me. And so I mean, I was super excited he was coming back, and he's like, I'm gonna come back in March. But because that was February, and I was like, yeah, like obviously I wanted him to come back. I wanted to like hang out and stuff, you know. So he came back, he drove back over here, and it was like literally, I was so excited to see him, guys. Like you have no idea, we were so excited to see each other. Back then I lived in like more like kind of like Southern Virginia, I guess you could say, and he lived in Northern Virginia. So he kind of like he had to kind of like, I don't think he had to actually drive past my house. I think he like did a long way so he could pass by my house and see me. And it was literally like 12 o'clock at night or 1 in the morning when he was gonna pass by my house. And I told my mom, I was like, mommy, can this guy come, like, just come say hi, like, blah blah blah. And I explained everything to him, and she's like, yeah. And dude, when I saw him, I was so happy. Like, it was kind of awkward because like we just saw each other. Like, he came inside my house and we sat in the living room, but like obviously, like, we weren't dating, we didn't kiss or anything like that. We were just like, hey. And he came in and like sat down and we hugged each other, and like we just talked, and we were just like talking. We were like so excited to see each other. So he was like, oh, let's go out to eat. And I was like, okay, when do you want to go? He's like, well, I'm gonna get back like kind of late tomorrow to my house, so why don't we come, Mac, shh. So why don't I come out like the day after that, which was like a Friday, I think. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'll just skip work. Real responsible. And so llegó el día and he came to see me. I called into work and I was like, I'm sick. And I like got ready and I was like getting ready, and for some reason my dad was home that day from work, and I was like, ooh, this is about to be awkward. So I was like, my mom knew I was going out with him, and I told my dad, I was like, hey dad, because like he wondered, because like he like wondered, because for February when Cristo sent me all that stuff, obviously he sent it to the house, you know. So my dad was like, this is weird, like what the fuck, you know. So but anyways, because like I didn't like tell him, because like, you know, like I didn't know if like Cristo had like another girlfriend and like I didn't even know if he really liked me, you know. So I didn't tell him. And my dad was home the day I was gonna go out with Cristo, and I was like, fuck, I gotta tell him. So I went out and he was washing the dishes. I still remember it perfectly. And so Cristo's like a couple years older than me. He's not like 15 years or anything like that. It's nothing crazy. He's only like 4 years older than me. But I was like, hey dad, so this guy is gonna come and we're gonna go out to eat. Is that okay? His name is Cristobal, and he's really, really cool. And I like him. And my dad was like, where did you meet him? And I was like, fuck, like I didn't want to be like, oh, I met him at my friend's house that like I tried to spend the night at, because then he would get mad, you know. So I was like, oh, I met him at a baile. He's like, did I meet your mom at a baile? And I was like, no. And he's like, how old is he? And then I was like, at that time I was 19. No, I was 18 and Cristo was 22. So like the next month I was gonna turn 19, and I just got really quiet and I was like, he's 22. My dad was like, he is way too old for you. And like, you know, he was just like in a really bad mood, and I was like, fuck, like he's outside. So like Cristo, he wanted to talk to my dad so he would let us be boyfriend and girlfriend. And I like started crying, because you know, that's my defense mechanism. I cry. And I think my dad was like, felt bad, and he was probably having a bad day, and that's why he was like being so like aggressive. And he was like, I don't want to talk to anybody right now, and like, to be honest, like I feel like he's way too old for you. He's just like, he just wasn't about it. Like my dad has never really like loved the idea of me having boyfriends. So I guess he was just having a bad day. So I went out to Cristo's truck, and literally guys, like I walked outside and I was so nervous. I don't know why I was so nervous. And I opened the door and it literally was like in slow motion. I was like, and then I saw him and I was like, ah, I literally went, ah. And I got in the car and I hugged him. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna go inside and talk to your dad. I was like, no, don't do that. I was like, I think we should just wait another day. And he's like, but I want you to be my girlfriend. And I was like, I know, but listen, it is just not a good time. And we went to go to like my favorite taco place, and it is called Tacos El Primo. If you guys live in the Harrisonburg, Virginia area, I love that place. We went to eat there, then we went and we got ice cream, and then we went to this place called the Overlook. It's in Newmarket. Is it Newmarket? It's like this place, it's like this big overlook place. It's really pretty. So we went there and we just sat there and we literally talked for hours, guys, like for hours and hours. We just sat there and talked, like, and it was really, really so cute. And he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I was like, duh. We started dating and everything was good. So then like he came back like a week later to talk to my dad, And let me just tell you something that made me fucking nervous as shit. Like, I was like sweating because I was like, damn, like what is he gonna say to him, you know? Like, what if he says something that makes him not want to be my boyfriend anymore? Mom and my dad were there, and I was like, hey, like my mom and like, you want to talk to them now? Because like my mom like me hizo el paro, and she like talked to my dad and was like, you need to chill out, you know, like, it's okay, he's not like 10 years older than her, he's only like 4 years, and like I think that's pretty normal. There are bitches out here dating guys that are like 30 years older than them. So my dad was like, okay, tell him he can come and I'll talk to him. And I was like so I told Cristo, I'm like, oh yeah, my dad said he'll talk to you. So Cristo went, and guys, that was like really awkward. Like, so Cristo was like there, and like we were sitting in like the living room, like nervous as shit. I was, no lie, I was gonna leave, and I was just gonna, I think this eyeliner is blue. Looks kind of blue, right? Okay, I was gonna leave. My dad's like, where are you going? Sit down. And I was like and then I sat down, and my dad was like, oh, so Bridget tells me you have something to talk about with me. And Crystal was like, yeah, I just you know, I'm here because I like Bridget, and I wanted to know like if we could have like your blessing to like be boyfriend and girlfriend. And my dad literally, like, my dad is kind of intimidating. Like, he's like the sweetest guy ever. He is really nice, but like he's pretty intimidating. And he was like looking at Cristo like with the straightest face, and he stayed quiet for like a couple seconds. I was like, oh my god. And my dad's like, you know, I'm sure you're a nice guy. I don't think my daughter would have that bad of a judgment on men, but you're a lot older than her. And I was like, did he really just say that to him? He's like, you're not like a year or two, you're like a solid 4 years older than her. And like, I feel like you have like different pensamientos. Like, you know, you probably want to get married soon. Like, she's 18, like she's not getting married anytime soon. And I was like, did he really just say that? And Cristo just kind of like stared at him. And my dad's like, and plus you live like 2 hours away from here. Like, I don't need you like coming like in the beginning like every single weekend and being all about my daughter, and de repente coming like every now and then, you know? Like, I don't like that shit. Like, I don't deal well. And then I'm gonna be going in with this Halo Glow setting powder. So I used to, like, as I said, I tried to bake with it and it looked awful. So I'm just gonna try to hit like the high points of my face with it and see if that makes, like, if I like that. I don't know, I hope so. And he's like, you know, you have like different he's like, you're just a lot different than her. He's like, in every aspect. He's like, if you think about it, she's 18, you're 22, like what could you guys possibly do together? Like, so like when I was living with my parents, like my parents were super cool guys. Like, they weren't like those like traditional Mexican parents that are like, you can't go anywhere. Like, my parents would literally let me go anywhere. The only rule I really had at my house was I always had to come home. I wasn't allowed to sleep at other people's houses, much less my boyfriend's house. Like, that's fucking weird. My dad would never let me do that, but I mean, I wish that would be so cool, but no, they weren't about that life. So he told Cristo, he was like, you know, you're 22, I'm sure you don't live with your parents, like you live like hella far. Like, I'm sure if one day she goes hangs out with you, you're gonna be like, get. He's like, my daughter's not doing that. He's like, not because like, you know, like anything in particular, but she's just not. He's like, so what could you possibly, like, what do you have in common with her that you think that you like want a relationship with her? And I was like in shock. I was like, dog, I'm like, why is he saying this to him? And I like felt bad for Cristo. And then he was like, and you live really far. He's like, you know, like, are you really gonna drive 2 hours just to come down here and see her? Like, he was like, I know she's pretty, but like, you know, after a while you're gonna be like, oh, es que tal cosa. He's like, and I don't want my daughter to be like suffering over some guy that, like, you know. And then I was like low-key dying. I was like, oh my god, dad, chill out. And then I'm gonna be going in with NARS Super Orgasm. I found this at TJ Maxx, and I was like, oh, I used to have orgasm. No, I used to have the blush orgasm, and I lost it. I think I lost it. I'm pretty sure I lost it, or I gave it away. I'm not really sure. Or I broke it. And I was really happy when I saw this like blush there, so I would have picked it up, and I like it. And he's like, I don't want you coming down here like in the beginning, like all the time being about her, and like then all of a sudden you don't come anymore, and blah blah blah. And like, you know, like she's young, like my dad like never really like wanted me to have a boyfriend. He was like, you're young, like, you know, you should party, have fun, do the things you want to do. And then when you actually have a boyfriend, pues yeah, you know, because it's like a serious commitment or whatever. So I was like, okay, dude. So like he went in on Cristo for like a solid 5 minutes, and I was like, he's not gonna let me, or he's gonna like be like, Cristo's gonna be like, fuck this. So so Cristo let my dad finish talking, and then he was like, you know, I understand I'm 4 years older than her, but well, he's like, I don't know, he's like, I'm sure you know your daughter. He's like, she doesn't act like she's her age. He's like, we're very compatible. He's like, we could talk for hours. Like, I tell her things that I don't even tell like people I've known my whole life. And I drove from California to here, so I'm sure driving 2 hours to hang out with her is not going to be a problem. And he was like, I understand, like, you know, it's whatever. He's like, she lives here, it's your rules. Like, I'm never gonna force her to do anything, or I'm not gonna like betray your trust. Like, at the end of the day, like, I like her and I want to be with her. I want something serious with her, and it's like your choice at the end of the day. But I'm just saying that I do want something serious with her. And yeah, if she doesn't want to marry me in a year or so, like, that's fine. But I also want to make it very clear, I don't plan on dating her for like 10 years and then marrying her. He's like, that's a lot. He's like, I'm 22 and like, you know, I'm gonna want to get married like before I'm 30. We got married 4 years later. But and my dad was just like, okay, like they had like a really good conversation. He still like stood up for himself without being an asshole. So I think that's what my dad really liked. Guys, we ended up dating and it was so fun. I don't know, that was it. That's our love story, pretty much, about how we met and how we got together. So that's why I'm saying, like, me and Crystal like talked for months, dude. It wasn't like a 2-week thing. Like, we talked for a hella long time. Oh my god, this is probably like the longest video ever. I'm gonna have to cut like so many things out. But yeah, we ended up dating. Now we're married, happily married. I love him so much. I'm actually so excited for him to come home. I guess I made this video because, you know, it's like Valentine's Day or whatever. Well, it's not Valentine's Day, but it's Valentine's Day in like a couple of days. And I think it would be cute to put this up and like remember a little story. All right, guys, and then I'm gonna be going on with these lashes. So I have recently bought these lashes. You guys know my favorite of all time are Miami by Lily Lashes, but I got these in I think it's like her wedding day child, whatever. They're called the Big Day Lash, and they are so cute, guys. I love the way they look. Miami is more of like a flared type of lash, and these kind of like flare out just at the end, and I just think they're so cute. I absolutely love them. Oh, and for those of you wondering, obviously my dad loves Cristo now. They get along very, very well. I think he was just hard on him in the beginning because of like, I don't know if like he thought like I was about to run away with Cristo or what he thought, but I was like, Ned. Every weekend, guys, like we would like hang out, like without a doubt. And like we like to this day I never get bored of him. Like he's just so cool to hang out with. And like we would never do like, I mean, sometimes we would do like stuff, but like our favorite thing to do, because like in the summer, is we would go to this lady on Route 1. She sells raspados, and we would get this one raspado and we would go to the park and literally talk for hours, guys. Like we would just sit there. We would fall asleep most of the time talking, and it was just like, it was that one park called, you guys, you know, for the people that live in Route 1 in Alexandria, it's called Huntington? No, it's not called Huntington. It's like the one that has like, it's in near Mount Vernon. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. We would just go there and talk and talk and talk. And sometimes you don't need to do like anything, like, por lo menos yo, like, I don't need to do anything like crazy to hang out with somebody. Like when the platica is there, dude, it's there, you know? Look how cute this lash is. It is so pretty. And then I think with the wing liner, it kind of like snatches your, oh my god, I thought I lost the other one. It kind of like snatches your eye like back more. Yeah, guys, but it was so funny, like when we actually like started dating, I think people were surprised because like we never told anybody, you know? Like I only told like some of my friends that I was talking to him, because like, hello, imagine if I was like, yeah, I'm talking to Cristo, and then like it sounded like he's with someone else, you know? So like I never told anybody. And I mean, I assumed he never told anybody either, but we like was like more serious, and I knew he was like, I think I knew he was coming back from California, or no, yeah, I knew he was coming back from California. I was like stressed out about something, and I put like on Facebook like, fuck, like I'm stressed out. And he commented and was like, don't worry, princess. And this one girl messaged me, she's like, are you talking to Cristo? And I was like, yeah, I am actually. And I was like, oh my god, if he does have hoes, it's not like he cares. Because obviously enough to like comment on my stuff, you know? Like, you know, you can't be naive to the fact that, like, you know, he might have been talking to other girls, but oh my god, this is a long ass video. But I forgot to add something. So when before me and Cristo like were really introduced to ourselves, we were at 90 degrees. It was like, if you guys know 90 degrees in Manassas. And I went, it was like literally a spur of the moment thing. Me and my friend got off at work at 10 and we drove like an hour and a half to go. And so we got there, right? And when I walked in, we got there fucking hella late, and I saw Cristo there, and I was like, oh my god, he's so cute. That's what I thought. I was like, oh my god, he's so cute. And me and my friend were like standing there, and I told her, I was like, look, Cristo's here. And she's like, I know, bitch. So I was like standing there like this with my friend, and she was next to me, and she's like, dude, Cristo's coming over right now. I was like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. No, he's not. And she's like, yes he is, yes he is. I was like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. And obviously he was gonna ask me to dance, and I was like, oh my god, like he's gonna ask me to dance, like he's super cute and blah 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 blah. He asked me, and then no, this other guy, oh my god, that's what happened. This other guy came up first and asked me to dance, and I was like, fuck. I'm like, no. I was like, no, he's not gonna ask me because he's gonna see this guy ask me to dance. He's gonna be like, fuck, well, no, I'm not gonna ask her, you know? And was I wrong? Cristo came over and like kind of like put his hand over the guy and like asked me to dance too, and I was like, and I was like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah. So I went and I danced to Cristo, and dude, like if somebody would have told me this night you were gonna end up marrying him, I would have been like, you're fucking lying. Because we were dancing, right? And what happened? I said something to him. I was like, oh, where's your Halloween costume? And he was like, ¿qué? And I was like, ¿dónde está tu disfraz? And he's like, ¿qué? And I was like, ¿dónde está tu disfraz? Like loud as fuck. And he still didn't hear what I was saying. And I was like, no, nada, olvídalo. He's like, uy, qué genio. And I was like, oh, gracias. And I walked away. And I was like, I went up to my friend, and I was like, dude, he is such a jerk. Like, I can't even believe I thought he was cute. I know, dude. That was our first encounter. And I told my friend, I was like, I can't even believe I thought he was cute. Like, he's such a jerk. Like I don't know. Like, I just thought he was so rude. And yeah, that was our very first encounter, and it was terrible. So if you would have told me back then, oh, in like 5 years you're gonna marry that guy, I would have been like, you thought. Because I just was like, he's so rude. But I always say, you know, the world. And then after that, like my friends would talk about him, I'll be like, that guy's a jerk. Like, he thinks he's so cute and he ain't even all that. I'm like, guy gordo, and like, I don't know why y'all keep gassing him up. Like, he's not even cute. They probably looked at my wedding invitation like, no que no pendeja. And then later when like we actually dated, I was like, you know, I just thought you were the biggest jerk ever. I'm like, you nunca me saludabas. He's like, I didn't know you. He's like, I was so shy. Like, I was like, he said that he would see me and he would think I was cute, but nunca me saludaba, because he was like, I didn't say hi to you because I was scared that you were gonna ignore the fuck out of me and like dejarme con las manos tiradas. And I was like, why would I do that? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, no te conocía. Like, I didn't know if you were like a jerk and stuff. He's like, I didn't know if you were like, you know, like a lot of girls that are like super presumidas and like assholes. I'm like, no. And I told him, I was like, if anybody ever tells you that I said that you were a jerk, I'm like, it's before I actually knew you. And he's like, why would somebody say that to me? I'm like, because I used to think you were just so rude and disrespectful. And he was like, did you say anything like that about me? He's like, no. He's like, I thought you were pretty, but I just thought like, he was like, I thought like I was too ugly, like nunca me ibas a pelar. So I was like, I ain't gonna try. And then he's like, pero luego vi como que querías pedo. And I was like, so to wrap this story up, well, to wrap this portion of the video up, the Amrezy palette is literally, can you guys see it? The Amrezy palette is literally, guys, amazing. Like, these are all the shades it comes with. I've only really like fucked with these ones. I haven't really tried any of these, but I might try it this weekend. I love this palette, guys. I was going back and forth. I was like, should I get it? Should I not get it? Like, I don't need it. But I ended up getting it and fell in fucking love with it. So far I love this foundation. I like the way it looks so far. I'm gonna wear it the rest of the day. And I will let you guys know. Well, I'm gonna wear it the rest of the day and see what I really feel about it, but so far I love it. I don't have a lot of like blemishes. I don't get like a lot of pimples, like too many, so I can't really tell you like if you have like hella acne if you'll like this one, but I like the way it makes my skin look. It looks super natural. I love Makeup Forever foundations, so the last one I bought from them was the stick foundation, and that was like my bitch, dude. I loved that foundation. And these Lily lashes, I've actually worn them plenty of times already, and I like really enjoy them. I guess I was so used to like the Miami ones that kind of like flare out, like that flare, like, you know, are wispy, that this new look is just like so cute. If you guys are in the like look, you guys are looking for a new lash, these are definitely cute. They're called the Big Day Lash by Lily Lashes. What else did I try today? Well, I hadn't tried it, but it's been new to me. Maybe not new to you. I'm sure you guys know how I feel about the Putty Primer by e.l.f. That shit is bomb. It's amazing. This is my final look. This is what I came up with. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys have an awesome Valentine's Day, even if you spend it with your friend, with your mom, with your boyfriend, with your husband, with your partner. Even if you spend it with your perrito or your grandmother, like, the point of Valentine's Day is, you know, love, and I hope you guys have a really good one. And if you guys spend it with your husband or your wife or whatever, whoever's watching this video, just remember, like, I think it's cute to remember like how your love started, and remember the reason why you fell in love with them. I think it's a lot easier to think about the things you don't like about somebody, or like the things that annoy you, like when you live with them every day. But if you really focus on the beautiful things that you love about them, or what made you fall in love with them, I guarantee you it will make your day so much brighter and so much better when you see that person walk through the door. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.